New Curse of Oak Island leak. Men in suits arrive. Why? Curse of Oak Island gets some hints about what's happening in between seasons because a blogger who lives in Nova Scotia pays attention. Already, it was confirmed that Season 12 is going ahead with filming. More news arrived, and this week, some men in suits visited the exploration site of Rick and Marty Lagina. Curse of Oak Island ramping up so far. Some leaks included the fact that heavy machinery was arriving on the island. A huge pump suggested that the History Channel show might pick up where it left off in Season 11. Remember, they went and drilled a new location, but in their last-ditch effort before winter, it was not a happy ending. Curse of Oak Island leader, Rick Lagina, was very sad and upset when the new site just contained a lot of flooding. However, he vowed to return and continue the quest. Soon, as the weather improved, things started happening, and on the causeway, traffic picked up. Men in suits arrive. Why? The personal blog about the History Channel show is a mine of information in between seasons. New leaks this week revealed that buses and cars arrived crossing the causeway with people wearing suits. Of course, there must be a very good reason for that. Are they perhaps investors? Or did Rick and Marty Lagina's team find something interesting? The admin of the Curse of Oak Island account wrote. In the comments, speculation arose as fans of the History Channel tried to figure out what was going on. Here are some of their ideas. My guess is that it was Canadian premiers who are meeting in Halifax this week, so it may have been a side visit. The Canadian Revenue Service come to discuss tax treatment of treasure. Oak Island, Wedding Edition. The 7-year itch of Oak Island. What they're doing on the island? Very interesting photos and the update. Government officials maybe. Wonder if they found something huge of interest. Investors. A new wave of intrigue has just washed over the shores of Nova Scotia, and fans of the Curse of Oak Island are losing their minds over the latest leak. For years, the Lagina brothers and their ever-loyal team have chased mysteries beneath the swamp, through centuries-old tunnels and around ancient stone markers. But this time, the enigma doesn't come from a relic buried in the earth, it comes from above ground with the sudden, unexplained arrival of men in suits. That's right. Eyewitnesses and leaked production info suggest that midway through filming for the upcoming season, a convoy of black SUVs rolled up to the war room. Out stepped a group of sharp-dressed, stern-faced men who reportedly went straight into a closed-door meeting with Rick and Marty Lagina, along with select members of the core Oak Island team. Cameras were ordered to stop rolling. Crew members were asked to leave the area. What followed was a hush-hush conversation that lasted over 3 hours and ended with no public statement. So, what's going on? The leak that sparked the fire. A member of the extended production team, requesting anonymity, shared whispers that this meeting was not part of the show and came from higher up. The leak claims the men weren't affiliated with Prometheus Entertainment, the show's production company, or even the History Channel. Instead, their presence was reportedly connected to a government entity with interest in preserving potential national or international heritage. Immediately, theories exploded online. Was this about an ancient artifact recently uncovered? Could it be the long-rumored Templar treasure finally surfacing? Or something even more dangerous? A dangerous discovery? For years, fans have speculated that Oak Island's secrets may be more than just buried riches. Some believe the island hides documentation that could rewrite world history. Records from the lost library of Alexandria, perhaps, or scrolls that predate known civilization. If the Laginas finally unearthed proof of such material, it would explain a sudden clampdown. The source claims that just days before the suits arrived, the team dug up a metallic chest from a sealed shaft beneath the money pit. It was described as unlike anything they'd ever found, not gold or jewels, but something with carved markings in an unknown language and a series of detailed symbols that had to be handled with gloves. The chest was reportedly lifted by crane and transported immediately to the war room for examination. 2 days later, the suits came. If true, this would be the most explosive development in Oak Island history, one that would justify a government-level interest. It might even explain why local authorities were spotted patrolling the island perimeter more heavily in the days following the incident. Who are the men in suits? While identities haven't been confirmed, speculation points to representatives from either Canadian cultural preservation agencies or international watchdogs. Another theory gaining traction: intelligence agencies. Why? Because if the chest contained sensitive historical information, say, maps of ancient tunnels beneath Europe, or religious texts with controversial implications, it could become a matter of international security. Governments might fear mass hysteria, geopolitical tensions, or, in a less dramatic but equally compelling twist, a battle over ownership rights. One Redditor even claimed a friend of a friend works at the Nova Scotia Department of Communities, Culture, Tourism, and Heritage and said that an emergency call came from Oak Island requesting immediate jurisdictional clarity. In other words, the Lajeunesse may have found something so critical, no one knows who it legally belongs to or who has the right to keep filming it. The Lajeunesse reaction. Rick and Marty have been unusually quiet in recent weeks. Normally open and generous with teaser updates during filming season, their silence has fans even more on edge. Marty was last seen in Halifax at a local airport, and several locals report seeing him in heated conversation with an unidentified man outside a private terminal. One fan caught a blurry image of Marty walking with a folder clutched in hand, his face sullen. Theories suggest the brothers may be in negotiations to either stop airing certain footage or hand over artifacts to national institutions. Worse yet, some fear they've been issued a gag order. If true, this could be a turning point for the series. Will the show be allowed to reveal this discovery, or has the treasure hunt finally crossed a line? The treasure's real purpose. Longtime theorists have pushed the idea that the Oak Island mystery isn't just about treasure, it's about control of knowledge. Some claim that secret societies, such as the Freemasons or remnants of the Knights Templar, have always protected a sacred truth hidden on the island. If the Lajeunesse stumbled onto evidence that these societies actually existed in the New World centuries before Columbus, it would shake academic and religious institutions alike. What if the chest contained not only scrolls or relics, but also names, maps, or orders, linking hidden bloodlines to royal families or tracing a conspiracy that spans generations? It wouldn't just be treasure, it would be revelation. And someone, somewhere, might want that silenced. Is the show in danger? With the presence of officials, increased security, and reported production delays, fans are worried this could signal the end. But others are optimistic. After all, History Channel thrives on suspense, and if managed carefully, this real-world drama could become the ultimate finale arc. Imagine a season ending with a government convoy, a forbidden artifact, and the words, "To be continued, if we're allowed." Some fans suggest a split path ahead. One narrative continuing on-screen and another unfolding in shadow, with only fragments making it to the audience. Still, others believe the Lajeunesse will fight tooth and nail to keep the truth public, even if it means clashing with powers far greater than ratings. Final word. Until the next official episode or announcement drops, we're all left guessing. But one thing is certain, something huge just happened on Oak Island. Whether it's the discovery of a Templar artifact, a chest of forbidden knowledge, or simply a piece of history too volatile to share, it's big enough to bring in the suits. The treasure hunt might have started as an adventure, but now it's a battle for truth and possibly history itself.